Whenever you're
Okay.
ready.
Yep. All right. Um, it is now what, 6:08 on Thursday, May 8th, 2025, and I'm calling to order this hearing of the Four Point Channel Landmark District Commission. And tonight, present commissioners are Rhodey, Umfanor, and myself, Baraducci. Today, the commission will be holding a public hearing to review applications in accordance with the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Executive Order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, extending the suspension of these provisions until June 30, 2027. We're conducting this meeting online. To ensure public access to the deliberations of the Four Point Channel Landmark District Commission, the public may access this call through telephone and video conferencing. This hearing is being recorded. All further conversations between commissioners should be audible to the public in attendance until the hearing has adjourned. At this point, we ask if there are any media or anyone from the media or elected officials present on the call to raise your hand in the Zoom meeting platform and identify yourselves at this point, giving your title, name, title, and affiliation.
I'm not seeing any raised hands.
Okay. So, members of the public will have an opportunity to ask questions, provide public comment on the application and discussion. To do so, just use the prompt, raise your hand in the application. I will repeat these instructions when we open up for public hearing. All right, so the agenda here is we have one application for design review, and then we have administrative review. There are two applications I'll read into the for a vote of acceptance, and then we need to ratify the hearing minutes from February's hearing, and also in March, February, yeah. Yeah, March here, sorry. And then we'll have staff comments and then adjournment. So the first application is application 25.0820, and this is 311 Summer Street. And the proposed work is review of seasonal outdoor dining patio on private property for 5 iron golf consisting of 28 seats, actually 24 seats from what I understand now. That also, so it'll include tables, planters, and chairs used for the patio enclosure. So if the applicant can introduce yourself and get started.
Hi there. Yes, thank you, Commissioner. My name is Daniel Brennan. I assist 5 Iron with their permits and licenses. Here today for a project I think that came before you already before regarding probably the signage. I wasn't part of that. This build out is still underway. They're working towards finishing up, hopefully targeting an opening of June 9th. Part of the project is they want to have some outdoor dining over here on the lower level on A Street. As you mentioned, the seating is actually going to be 24 seats. I guess that was what was originally proposed. So this is our layout here. It's 6 tables, 24 seats, 2 ADA seats. And then along the property line is some planters to use as a barrier. All the seating will be on private property. You can see the property line there. And there is ample sidewalk left over for pedestrians, just over 10 feet. The specs are fairly simple. It's just tables and chairs and planters. There's our planter spec, planter specs, and then the chairs. And black outdoor tables. And that's pretty much all we got.
Okay. What are your plans for the planters themselves in terms of like what are you planning to put in them?
I believe we're gonna put real plants in them. Hyam's on the call from 5 Iron Golf that can maybe help answer some of that.
Okay. All right, well, that's mostly what I'm concerned about is I wanted to make sure that and they will be caring for the plants as well.
Yes,
Yeah, they'll water them.
Yeah, okay, okay. Um,
I'm Chaim Danzig from 5 Iron Golf. I manage construction for the company. I've been on site weekly, but I'm based in New York. So we have outdoor plants at several of our other locations. In some instances, we've used fake plants. In several locations, we use real plants, and one of the managers on site waters them and tends to them.
but these will be not artificial, these will be real plants in the planters.
They certainly will be if you prefer that way.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think typically that's what we approve of rather than have artificial. So, all right, and then I'm just trying to think. So you're going to have a series of the taller planters. Is that what it is? And just going to form like this 3-foot barrier or 3-foot high, roughly, separation between the sidewalk and the diners.
Right. Off the
Okay.
edge and on the west edge.
And you're not any lighting that you're planning here at all?
There's no proposed additional lighting. There is existing base building lighting that lights this area.
Okay. And I think then one of the requests that we had, or I know there was a discussion about removal of everything at the end of the season. I assume the end of the season is what, in November? Is that when things get pulled in?
Yes,
And then all of that will be removed and
right.
okay.
And stored indoors. Yep.
And then I'm just curious, if you go back to one of the elevations of the space, because what door are you going to be coming out of with the servers and such? I was just curious about how that was going to be how you were acting. Yeah. So the restaurant is in it's in the first floor here?
It's a 2-story operation. So the ground floor is the street level off of Summer Street. So you see the bridge there is the Summer Street Bridge.
Yeah.
Our main front door is on the ground floor, which looks like the second floor here, and is partially obstructed by those trees. So you see
Yeah.
the green painted cornice over there. So that's the front door on Summer Street. And then the front door on A Street is the 2 sets of double doors that are at the sidewalk. It's the double door on the right there.
All right.
The primary entrance.
So all the food service and such as you feed the diners out there will be coming from the doors that are in that green space?
From the doors that the painted green double door underneath the word Chimera.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I see. Well,
So we have it's the length, or I guess the depth of the building north to south on 2 stories, and it's about half the width of the building.
okay. Okay. All right. All right. I don't have any other thoughts or issues about this. So the other commissioners have anything they want to add to this?
Was there not also a city requirement for closing it by 10 p.m.? And we want to sort of include that in a proviso. And also do we get a date certain on when all the stuff will be taken away? Or are we going to leave that open?
Well, it'll be whatever your permit is, right? Yeah, I assume you had to get permits from the city to be able to use this space or put tables out here.
Yeah, this is part of it. Actually, we're going for a use of premise permit, and they want to make sure that the design review is approved before we issue it. Typically, we do like November 1st is typically when I see people take down outdoor seating in Boston.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. If it's dependent on the permit, that's fine.
Yeah.
And then the time at the closing time at night, I'm assuming is also part of the permit.
Mm-hmm. I'm guessing it is. I mean, although it would be up to when the restaurant is open. I don't know if there is a closing time for
I think
cafes.
it might be later than 10. Usually the licensing board determines that with the
Yeah.
alcohol and common vic license.
Yeah.
This This is Rachel. I think that the licensing board said 10 PM is when it has to end. And then April through November were the active dates for the outdoor cafe.
Yeah, so, all right.
Oh,
So they'll be abiding by whatever those regulations are, so,
gotcha. Yeah.
okay.
There's some hearty diners coming in November.
If you wear a coat, it's not bad.
Can I ask what color are what color are the planters themselves? If you can just go back to that slide.
I think they're black.
It's a,
Got charcoal or something, or?
well, it's listed as black. It's a, yeah.
Okay, that was my only question.
Mhm. All right. All right, so if there's nothing more that to comment on by the commissioners, we can open it up for public comment. And we'll get the script up here. Okay, so members of the public will now have an opportunity to ask questions and provide public comment on the application discussion. To do so, please raise your hand via the Zoom meeting platform. If you're calling in and cannot use the platform, you can press *9 to raise your hand, or you can send your questions to staff via email at fortpointldc@boston.gov. And I don't know that I see anybody. Oh, there's Sarah McCammon. So, Sarah.
Good evening, commissioners. Since this has changed slightly, could I just want for clarity, the tables now, are they all together? Before they were 5 or one area and 2 in another. So have they all been put back in? Okay, so they're kind of in front of the loading dock doors, those 24 seats. So thank you for that clarity. And then just to follow up on the chair's questions, the plantings from April to November 1st or through November, will those be changing as the seasons change, or are you looking just at greens that will survive the entire period? And I also just had a couple questions about the tables and chairs and how are they secured every night. So if you could talk to just a little bit about that. So we just have an idea, because this is a little bit of a, you're right next to the A Street underpass. There's a little transiency there. And so something that you all might want to keep in mind on how you're going to secure, and if all the chairs at least are going inside at the end. And then to me, and I leave this to the commission to decide, but it seems kind of the colors for the tables and the chairs and seem a little aesthetically different than what we see in the neighborhood for these types of patios.
Yeah, I think in this case, this is it's not going to be something that's there all year, like some of the other outdoor spaces that we see. So a little color in this corner, I think, is not so bad, actually.
Well, it could be there 7 months out of the year, so only gone for 5.
Is that the you're using that sort of pumpkin color? Was the plan?
The coral, that's what's intended. Yeah.
With the black tables.
Right.
And then the black planters. So okay, you have 2 different styles of chairs. Was the other the other one go back one? Yeah, this was another style chair or what? What is the difference? Oh, I see. There's just different color. It looks like the chair is the same chair, but different in one side.
Yeah, this coastal coral is the one that we hope to use. Yeah.
What are you doing for lighting the exterior? Will there be table lights? Is that the approach?
There's no planned table lighting. There's an existing, I'm not sure how to describe it, like a large wall-mounted light. There's a series of them on the exterior of the building, and then there's a street lamp that's at the corner also.
It's
So
very well lit actually at night. Just the ambient sort of installs.
And you're not planning on any umbrellas of any kind here, or at least as part of this application?
I don't believe so. Dan, do you know anything in that regard? I don't believe so.
No, there's never been a plan for it.
Yeah, okay. All right.
So back to Sarah's question about kind of stowing the stuff. Is it all going to go inside after 10 p.m. or?
So
okay.
we have a similar patio in a neighborhood in Philadelphia, which is you know, busy during the day and then does have you know, vagrant people at night. And there we've been successful with stacking and chaining the chairs. This table, we probably would loop the chain through the table and through the chairs. If that doesn't prove successful, we'd likely bring in the chairs at night and chain up the tables. But to date, we've been doing okay with that approach in similar settings. And in regards to the plantings question, so since we'd be bringing them in seasonally, bringing the planters in seasonally, I think we would have to use some kind of annuals instead of perennials, but something hardy, something that'll hopefully hold up for the full season.
Yeah. Okay. I think in terms of the plantings, as long as I would say my only concern is that as long as it's they're maintained so that meaning they're watered and so that the plants look good throughout those months and they don't start, you know, getting brown and starting to die and such. So they can.
It is kind of a little bit of a heat lamp effect for certain hours of the day in that particular pocket there. So.
Yeah. So I mean, grasses always certainly do well in that kind of situation. So, but yeah. All right. I think that's there's another question here.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, Winfield.
Hi, thanks for presenting. I have two questions tonight. The first one is
well, first of all, your full name is Grimm, Winfield Grimm. I just wanted to get that for the
yes, it is. My full name is Winfield Grimm. My first question is when is the hearing for the permit with the city of Boston? And my second question is, what is the materials of the tables, chairs, and planters? Thank you.
In regards to a hearing, we don't have a hearing set. It's already been conducted with the alcohol license. They just need to see that we have ISD approval with the use of premises, which is what we're going for now after this. It's already been submitted. They've asked us to confirm that we have Fort Point design review approval. And then once we receive this, they should be issuing us our ISD use of premise license that will be given to the licensing commission for them to issue the common victular alcohol license with our seating listed on it.
All right.
I can answer regarding materials. The planters are black polypropylene, which is a durable, relatively flexible and non-temperature sensitive plastic. The chairs are also polypropylene. The color is embedded, so it's colored through. If they scratch, you won't see another color underneath. And the legs and base are powder coated steel.
Okay. Great.
Sorry, quick follow-up for Sarah's benefit. Sarah, are you okay with these things being chained up at night?
Yeah, I don't have, I just, I think they need to do whatever they need to do to secure it. Thank you, Tom, for inquiring further. And I guess the chairs look rather, you know, perception visually lightweight. So I was concerned of mischief of someone being able to take those and, you know, throw them around the neighborhood. But that was just visually, and I did not look at what the specs of weight are on those chairs.
I got you. Yeah, furnish their own patio or whatever. I just wanted that clarity. Thanks.
Yeah. All right. And there's no other comments coming through, or no other no emails or anything either, I'm guessing.
I received some emails earlier, but that was about the number of seats, which has already been corrected.
Which is now resolved. Okay. All right. So if one of the commissioners would like to make a motion.
Move to approve the application as presented.
Yeah.
There are any provisos.
Yeah.
I will second that motion.
All right. So Commissioner Rhodey,
Votes yes.
Fenor,
Yes.
and I vote yes. All right, great. Thank you. I look forward to
Awesome.
seeing it.
Thank so much.
Thank you,
Yeah.
commissioners. Thanks,
Thank you,
Rachel.
commissioners, for your
Thank you.
time. Nice to meet you.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, so we have administrative reviews here. These are, I'll just read this in, these are two applications that came before the commission staff, and the staff gave them approval based on their adherence to the standards and criteria. So after I read them in, the motion would be to accept the staff's acceptance of them. So the first is application 25.0832, and this is 25 Thompson Place. And it's regarding installation through the mortar joints of an 11 by 25 sign on the exterior of 25 Thompson Place. And the next is application 25.0846, and this is 326 A Street, and it's regarding repair and replace existing gutter and flashing in kind. So again, the motion's to accept. So if I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. So Commissioner Umfenor,
Yes.
Rhodey,
Yes.
and I vote yes. Okay.
That was
Now-
that was 11 inches by 25 inches, correct? Not 11 feet by
Yes.
25.
Yeah. Inches. Yeah. Very-
Yeah.
What could possibly go
Be
wrong?
clear.
Did I say?
Yeah, that'd be pretty.
Yeah,
Nice
no,
to
no.
meet you.
It's a very small size.
Easy to discuss.
Okay.
One
all right.
apostrophe.
So the next would be to ratify the minutes of the February hearing and the March hearing, the February 13 and the March 13, 2025 hearing. I didn't have any issues with them. So if somebody would like to make a motion to accept.
So moved.
All right.
Seconded.
Okay, great. We'll just do a voice vote. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Opposed? None. All right. So those are in. And staff updates.
Woohoo.
Yeah, my only real staff update is that as you guys saw at the start, being able to do remote hearings has been extended through 2027. So you guys are free to do Zoom. But like we were talking about, we can always try to get together and meet up in person. So maybe when Ripper is back, we can figure out a time for that.
Yeah. Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And I will ask this again. No movement on
No, we haven't heard anything on any of our commissions lately. So yeah.
I mean, this has got to change. You
I know. I feel like it's kind of fortunate that we're kind of a little slow right now too in Fort Point, so it's kind of worked out, but hopefully the commission seats can be filled before probably.
We're the only one the commission that has this issue of being
think
right at
you-
quorum?
I think Fort Point now, because South End is finally filled. I think Fort Point is probably one of the least populated ones.
What a good thing we all show up. What a good thing we all show up.
I know. Well, we've been moving
from
the hearings,
California
you guys
or
did.
wherever.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
Is there any sort of movement on like Sue ever coming back? Or,
So I don't
Wondering.
exactly know what is happening with Sue. I want to say that she got the historic New England nomination when Lynn left, but I don't know for sure if anything's happened since then with that. It's
because she's
okay.
she's the other representative from the main commission, right?
yeah.
So
she's
what are we supposed to have? How many do we need to have from the commission? Is it?
Yeah, so you can have 3 BLC and then 5 residents.
Okay, so I'm just one, and right now we have 2 from. We need to grab 2 more from the BLC. So All right.
Okay, so if she takes that other role, then she will not be coming back to.
No, she would be
4
able
Point.
to do both. She'd be able to do both. She would
Oh,
just
okay.
ask like to be the BLC nominee for 4 Point Channel,
Mhm.
which is
I
kind of what she was before, I believe.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And yeah, and Lynn was the third.
Yep. Lynn was the third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully we
Soldier on.
Yeah, we gotta, maybe I'll write a letter to the mayor.
Yes.
It doesn't hurt.
Yeah. All right.
Well, that's Steve Hollander. He's been a huge supporter of the mayor, so maybe he can twist an arm. Free.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You on.
I'll mention it to him.
Yeah. I think that would be anything like that would certainly help. So
Yeah, and I think it's a really
Yeah.
fun district. You have really unique buildings and
It
really
is.
interesting projects, and
right.
it's not a huge lift. Like you guys don't go on till 10 p.m. at night. Like your hearings are
Right.
hour and a half. They're not too bad.
Yeah. So
Okay.
all right. If that's it now for updates, I can entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Oh,
Okay.
there we go. I'll
Um,
second it.
All right. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Bye.
Opposed? None. All right. See you next month.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Everyone.
everybody. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.